Hello, and welcome back to the Steve Ball Show. Today, we're going to talk about a couple of topics. First, we're going to talk about Ashkoa. If you haven't seen it, it's on Disney Plus, and it's a pretty good show. This week's episode, we see Ashkoa. She's going looking for Sabrine Wren, and she's also looking. Um, they went to a different, and they went to a different galaxy. As we know in Star Wars, usually for the past long time, they have never gone outside the galaxy they're in, but now they're going to a different galaxy, um, which is pretty cool. For the first time, they're going to a different galaxy, um, which they found on this map, and been calling to the bad people. I forget their names, um, and they're also looking for Thrawn, who's the evil um, general in the story. So um, it's pretty cool. If you haven't seen it, spoilers. Um, Sabrina Wren went with the bad people because the bad people promised that they would find Ezra Bridgers, and she gets there, and then they looks like they went back on the words because they took her as prisoner. But then Thrawn, they set her before Thrawn, and Thrawn lets her go, and then she has this weird wolf thing that she rides, and now they look like there's these crab or hermit people, turtle people, and they spoiler, they finally find Ezra Bridgers. I can't wait to see what they do with that in the next episode. And it's pretty cool that they're finally going to we get to finally see worlds that they've never been to before in Star Wars. So if you haven't seen it, it's a pretty good series. In my opinion, I think that this show is way better than the Boba Fett show, the Obi-Wan Kenobi one, and it's also better than the Mandalorian. I think. Hopefully they do more than one series. Hopefully they do more than one season because there's a lot they could do with the show. Um, so I can't wait to see what they do with Ezra Bridgers and what they do with Sabrina Wren. Hopefully tells her what has been going on between the when. Hopefully tells them. Excuse me. Hopefully tells them what's been going on since he's been missing. Um, and we hopefully we see what happens next week or the following week in the finale. So if you haven't seen that show, like I said again, that show's on Disney Plus. It airs every Tuesday at 9 p.m. The next thing we're going to talk about is Motor Combat, uh, Motor Combat One. If you can see here, sorry, I don't know how to flip this. So Motor Combat One. If you can see it right here, If you can see it. Well, Motor Combat. Let me flip it. Motor Combat One. It just came out. It's pretty cool. It's cool to see how they rebooting the game and how they Raiden usually and the other ones where he was a god and different ones where they're all like they become gods and stuff and have special powers. It's kind of cool to see the different realms they go to and see how the story starts. See why there is motor combat and see all these characters' backstory. Um, it's definitely worth getting the game. I'm working my way through it. I'm on chapter 8, and oh my goodness, these graphics are amazing. It's cool to see how they reimagine these characters, like how they reimagine Reptile and Scorpion and Sub Zero and Liu Kang and Johnny Cage and all these characters. It's pretty cool. So if you want to get it, it's out now. It's on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and probably for PSC and Switch. But I would suggest if you can get it on the PlayStation 5 or Xbox One or Series X, it's really good. Really good. I'm enjoying playing it so far. So yeah, that's Motor Combat 1. The next thing I want to talk about is um, it looks like I don't know if you guys watched the XFL and the USFL, but it looks like that they are gonna be merging into one league. Which if they do that, would be pretty cool because it looks like they're gonna be doing what the NFL and the AFL, which is now the NFC, which is the NFL now, and it's NFC and AFC, which each conferences play each other. So it looks like they're gonna be doing that with the USFL and the XFL. So it looks pretty cool. We'll see what they're gonna how they because they want the champion versus champion and see if they change the name of it. So I look forward to seeing what happens with that if they do merge. Um, yeah. So now we are going to do the final segment I'm going to talk about is Steve's, Joe's, and Bill's picks for NFL Week 3. Um, Let me get this up real fast. So the first game is Thursday Night Football, and that is the New York Giants versus the San Francisco 49ers. And Bill says that the New York, he said that the San Francisco 49ers are going to win 38-20. And hold on. Joe says the 49ers are going to win 40-21. I kind of agree. The 49ers are way better than the Giants. I just think Kittle's gonna have a good game, maybe, and Mostert and maybe Deebo Samuel. I think it's gonna be around what they say. I can I can even see it being 45-14. The Niners win. They also have a good defense, so I just think that the Niners are gonna have a field day against the Giants this week. The next game is the Tennessee Titans versus the Cleveland Browns. And Joe says the Titans are going to win 28-14. Bill says the Titans are going to win 27-24. I kind of agree. Well, actually, no, I disagree. I think the Browns are better. I think the Browns are going to win this game against the Titans. I think they're both kind of similar, but I just think the Browns are a little bit better at this point. I think they can run the ball against them, and their defense can get to Ryan Tannehill. So I think it's going to be a close game. I think that the Browns will win by 3. So I think it's going to be the Browns 27 and the Titans 24. The next game is the Atlanta Falcons versus the Detroit Lions. Bill says the Lions are going to win 31-28. Where is it? Joe says the Lions win 34-31. Yeah, I think the Lions are going to bounce back from last week's loss, and I think they're going to win. Both teams are mediocre, so I think that the Lions will win. I think they win by 2 touchdowns. I think they win 34-21. The Lions win this game. So the next game is the. Oops, I messed up here. Sorry about that, guys. The next game is the New Orleans Saints versus the Green Bay Packers. Bill says the Packers are going to win 32-26. Joe says the Packers win 28-21. Yeah, I think I agree with kind of Joe that the Packers are going 28-21. I just think the Packers are a young team, and so are the Saints. But I think maybe this week the Packers will be a little bit better than the Saints because still Derek Carr is getting used to a new offense. Well, and Jordan Love's new, but he's been in that offense for a couple of years under Aaron Rodgers. So I just think that they have the edge this week. And I think Jordan Love, even though they lost last week, I think he bounces back and plays pretty well. And I think the defense plays okay for them to edge out a win 28-21. The next game is the Denver Broncos versus the Miami Dolphins. Joe thinks the Dolphins win 34-17. Bill says the Dolphins win 30-17. I agree with both. I think Miami's way better than the Broncos right now. The Broncos are a young team. They have a new coach in Sean Payton. I just think that the Miami Dolphins have too many offensive pieces with Tua and Waddle and Hill, and I think that they have Mostert. So I just think, and they have a good defense. I just think the Dolphins are way better. So I think they win. I agree with Bill's score, kind of. I think they win 30-17. The Dolphins win against the Denver Broncos. The next game is the LA Chargers versus the Minnesota Vikings. Bill says the Vikings win 21-18. What's Joe say? Joe says the Vikings win 42-38. I kind of disagree. I think the Chargers just they're 0-2, but they lost close games. So I think, and they were in the game. So I think the Chargers win this game. The Vikings are, I think, yeah, they're 0-2 also, but I just think I think the Chargers get the win before them. I think that the Dolphins win in a close game. I would say they win 21. I mean, not Dolphins. I say the Chargers win 21-18 against the Vikings. So the next game is the New England Patriots versus the New York Jets. Bill says the Patriots win 24-20. Joe says the Patriots win 21-14. I agree. I just don't think that this offense with Zach Wilson is good. He's not that good of a quarterback, and he's been getting pressured. I just think the Jets would have been better with Aaron Rodgers, but unfortunately, and he got hurt, and hopefully he comes back in the playoffs. I wish him the best for a speedy recovery, but I just think the Jets need a better quarterback than Zach Wilson to win, because they do have good receivers and Lazard and Wilson, but I just think that Zach Wilson's not that good of a quarterback to beat the Patriots, who lost pretty. They lost pretty. Well, the first game that was close, and the second game they played okay. So I just think the Patriots win this one, and I kind of agree. I think it'll be a one-score game, and I think they win 24-20 against the Jets. The next game is the Buffalo Bills versus the Washington Commanders. Bill says that the Buffalo Bills win 38-24. This keeps locking on me. Joe says that the Bills win 40-30. I agree. I think it's going to be a blowout, actually. Washington got lucky both games they won, and the Bills have a way better defense than the Commanders have offense. And the Bills have Stephon Diggs, I think, will have a good game. I think that Dawson Knox will have a good game, and Josh Allen will have a good game. So I just think they win a blowout. I think the Bills win this game 41-21. The Bills win this game against the Washington Commanders. The next game is Houston Texans versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Joe says the Jaguars win 34-23. And Bill says the Jaguars win 26-23. I think that the Jaguars win this game. I don't think it's as close as Bill says. I don't think it's a close game. I think the Jaguars are way more experienced. And even though the Jaguars lost, I think they lost last week, they'll bounce back. Trevor Lawrence will maybe throw one touchdown. ETN will have a touchdown. So I think, and then Ingram will have a touchdown. So I think they win by maybe 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns. I think they win 35-17. The Jaguars win against the Texans. The next game is the Indianapolis Colts versus the Baltimore Ravens. Bill says the Ravens win 24-17 against the Colts. Joe says the Ravens win 32-17. I agree. I think that the Colts are a young team, and even though Richardson's playing pretty okay, I just think the Ravens have been playing really well. They have a better defense, and I have a better offense. So I think Lamar Jackson will play okay enough to get a win. I think they win by 2 touchdowns. I think they win 35-21. The Ravens win against the Colts. The next game is the Carolina Panthers against the Seahawks. Bill says the Seahawks win 24-18 against the Panthers. Joe says the Seahawks win 28-21. I'm going to go for the upset. Bryce Young has been playing. He's played okay, but I think maybe he gets his legs under him and maybe rushes for 1 touchdown. And Thielen gets a touchdown. I think they edge it out. I think they win by 24. I think they win 24-21 against the Seahawks, because the Seahawks are okay team, but I think just maybe that the Panthers edge out this game in an upset against the Seahawks. The next game is the Chicago Bears versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Bill says the Chiefs win 31-10. Joe says the Chiefs win 42-21. And I agree with both. I think the Chiefs are way, way, way better than the Bears are. The Bears are just young, and Justin Fields is an okay quarterback, but I just think Patrick Mahomes is too good. He's a Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl last year, and he is a good quarterback. So I think Kelsey has maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns. I think Mahomes has a touchdown, and maybe Pacheco. So I think they win. I think they win 50. Let me say it again. I think they win 50-7 against the Bears. The next game is the Dallas Cowgirls or Cowboys against the Arizona Cardinals. Bill says the Cowgirls win 30-14 against the Cardinals. Joe says the Cowgirls win 40-17. I agree. I hate to say it, but the Cardinals are not that good. They're rebuilding. They have a new coach. So I think the Cowgirls win because they're playing an easy team. Their defense is okay, but I just think the Cowgirls are a better team than the Cardinals at this point. So I agree with Joe. I think the Cowgirls win 42-17 against the Cardinals. The next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Bill says the Raiders win 28-26. Joe says the Raiders win 28-21. I agree. I think the Raiders finally get a win this season. On the short season so far, I think they win a close game, and I think they go down the field and score late from Garoppolo to Adams. I think they agree. I agree with Joe's score. I think they win 20-21. Vegas wins. Las Vegas Raiders win 20-21 against the Steelers. The next game is the Monday Night Football. The first game is the Eagles versus the Bucks. Bill says that the Eagles win 34-20. Joe says the Eagles win 30-27. I agree, and I think the Eagles win this easily. I think the Bucks just got lucky this past 2 weeks against the Vikings, and I forget who they played this past week, but I think the Eagles are way better. I think DeAndre Swift can run on them. I think he has 2 touchdowns. I think that AJ Brown has a touchdown. So, and maybe Devontae Smith. So I think they win. I think the Eagles win 38-14 against the Bucks. The next game is the LA Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Bill says the Bengals win 28-25. Joe says the Bengals win 30-30. I agree. I think the Bengals will get a win this week. The first week they played poorly, the Bengals. Then last week they played okay. So I think they will get the slump out of the way and they finally get a win. I think Chase has a touchdown. I think Burrow runs for a touchdown. I think Mixon has a touchdown. So I think they win slim against the Rams. So I think they win and they go down and win by a field goal. I think they win 28-21 against the Rams. So thanks for watching the Steve Ball Show, and I hope that you enjoy this episode. I hope that all your teams win besides the Cal Cheats, the Commanders, the Giants, and Cheatriots. Hope you have a good NFL Sunday. Thank you for watching my show. Please subscribe at the Steve Ball Show on YouTube. And thanks. Have a good week, and Lord willing, see you next time.